1, 2, 3. If you close the door, the night could last forever. Leave the sun shine out and say.
We'll start to the interview with obviously your new album, I Am Very Far, which comes out in May. I read the recording session were quite intense, quite
they were
demanding.
very.
Could you tell us more?
Yeah, they were very involved. I just think that every time you make a record, it kind of has to be this process of being born again. You know, you have to look at all your previous work that you did and say, this is all garbage, it's all nothing. You have to sort of disown it, because I think that if you don't, you'll rest on it too loyally.
That's
you know?
what you think about your previous albums?
I don't think that really, but I think that it's necessary to tell yourself that when you're working on something new, because I think that if you're too precious about your past work, then you'll sort of cling to it desperately and get too in love with it, and that hampers your ability to do something good that's new.
But you recorded live in the studio?
Not all of it.
Some songs?
A good deal of it. We usually tend to record basic tracks live, which is not what most bands do, I don't believe. I mean, I wouldn't really know, but I get the sense that a lot of bands start with a sort of a drum take and then build on that or something like that. And we usually, you know, for example, with a song like The Rise, or a song like Wet Shadow Waltz, where, you know, we had like 6 people playing the song in the room. So when you listen to The Rise, if you separate out the strings and the orchestration, you're basically just hearing what we were playing in the room. And then on songs like Rider and Wake and Be Fine, the band got even larger, and so then that was when we would get into that stuff where it was like 2 drum kits, 2 basses, 2 pianos, 7 guitars, you know, 12 percussionists.
7 guitars? Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. And not playing intricate interlocking parts, just playing the exact same thing in unison, because I think that when you get the exact same thing in unison with that many instruments, there's like a brutal simplicity to it, that there's something about it that's kind of hair-raising.
So normally there's a lot of separation with people in a studio. And you'll have windows where you can look through and see people, but to have everybody in the same room where you're all playing together and all the microphones can bleed, it's a totally different sensation.
How does it work for you? Do you write the music on one side without thinking about the lyrics?
No, well, sometimes, but I usually try to. I always want the lyrics and the music to communicate with each other and to exist together. And my favorite kind of a lyric is a lyric where you couldn't imagine any other melody, or you couldn't imagine, or a melody where you couldn't imagine any other lyric. You know, I want to make it feel like there's something that is sort of they communicate between each other. You know?
We both were okay. Yeah.
Still running.
Well, actually, I think for French listeners like me, music comes first, because at first listen we don't really understand the lyrics.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really bilingual, so most of the time I enjoy the music first and then read the lyrics.
Well, I basically never know what Serge Gainsbourg is saying in any song, and I'm probably something perverted, but the music is so beautiful, just so incredibly beautiful, and his voice is so sort of definitive, and yeah, I feel like I get a tremendous sense of what those songs are about from just hearing the sound of his voice and hearing those arrangements, and so as a English speaker who doesn't speak French, hearing that,
you have the same feeling.
I have that same feeling, and I feel like there's a tremendous amount of poetry, because it sounds like poetry to me.
1, 2, 3.
So, I mean, I like that a lot, and I don't want to feel like there's somebody out there who doesn't speak English who's just, like, locked out of our music because, too bad, I only care about the lyrics. You know what I mean? Because I don't, and I think that the music is equally important.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
You.
Leave the sun shine out and say hello to never. All the people are dancing and they're having such fun. I wish it could happen to me.